That's being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Z, your favorite photographer, and it's another episode of the POV. I don't want to say it's another episode because it's actually the first in 2021. We last had this conversation late last year, but and we also promised you guys that we ended off a successful first season, and we promised you a point of view on the move. Let me start with that, just a little bit of a clarity. We still are going to do a point of view on the move. However, one challenge was the lockdown and its restrictions. So let me not waste time and say what you usually say. Another episode of the POV where no one is ever wrong. It depends on the point of view where you are standing it. Today we've got special guests in the building, and as usual, I'm not going to introduce them. They are going to introduce themselves. Gentlemen, what?
Siyaphila.
So, feel free, feel as comfortable as you can.
Thanks.
Manen, we met in a very honest and natural way through a photograph. One of your own came through, he requested for more prices, and of course that's where the beautiful relationship started off. Now we are here on the videography side of things and interviews. I first want you guys to introduce yourselves to the general public that watches our POVs.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the warm welcome. My name is Thando Uhletsusi, all the way from KwaMaphumulo, my founding home, but currently I am here in Durban, and I am here as a managing director of Umvini Academy. Thank you.
Well, firstly, I would like to greet the viewers at home and also to introduce myself. I'm Sizwe Shabangu. Actually, I was the first one who came for asking those prices, just for control.
Sure.
So, I'm from Umvini Academy, and I'm the brand manager of this huge company, if I may say. Yeah, that's it.
Brand manager.
Hi everyone. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Msawenkosi Ndaonde. I am from Ulundi. I'm also the director of Umvini Academy.
Okay.
But I'm focusing on the side of the foundation and the trust fund.
I was very good, and I'm getting to learn some new information, and we are going to get to that as well.
Yeah.
Gentlemen,
Sure.
let's start with Umvini. Why the name Umvini, if I may ask? Where does the name originate from?
Wow, that's an interesting question. So when you look at all types of plants, you go to a farm, you look at different types of plants. The vine tree, to be specific, is a very interesting type of a tree because of the way it grows. It does not grow very tall like other trees, but instead it spreads out.
Okay.
So it's very difficult to tell where it starts and where it ends. That's how the vine tree is naturally designed.
Okay.
So hence Umvini was all about spreading this knowledge.
Oh.
It's all about the impact, particularly to young people who are formerly disadvantaged. Hence we chose the name Umvini. So Umvini, it both symbolizes a source of knowledge, a source of this assistance to young people. But at the same time, more than being the source, it's also about spreading this thing as wide as possible.
Oh.
So that's why we chose the name Umvini. Yes.
Oh, okay, interesting. I had a shoot with you guys. I never asked you. I guess I was waiting for this right moment to Umvini. Why Umvini?
Sure.
I'd like to know what does the academy offer? What is it that you basically deal with? I'm coming for the foundation side of things, but let's just start with the academy. What is it that you offer?
Okay. Umvini Academy offers matric upgrade services to people who would like to, maybe they did pass their matric, but in terms of their requirements and what they want to pursue in life, they are unable to pursue that because they didn't meet the requirements that are needed.
All right.
You know, as you know, in our society, in the schools, maybe, like I can make an example, if you go to universities, it's no longer about the minimum requirements, but there's a very high demand because you find that if you apply for something there, maybe they require 30 points, but then you do have 30 points, but there are also other people who applied, maybe they have 40, they have 36, they have more points. So those situations, you find that a person is unable to move forward with what they wanted to pursue due to that. And also there are people who did pass, but their points are very, very minimal.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that's the dead end, that's the end of the road. There are still options. You can still fix your matric results. You just the government gave us that opportunity.
Yes,
that even though there may be things that you lacked, or maybe the challenges you faced, you were not able to get there, but you still have an option to take 1 year and then you fix your matric. Okay. So that's where we come in to help a person like that, and then they are able to pursue. We have a lot of people, some of them are already graduating in different tertiary institutions. They've been pursuing, we've been helping them. Yeah, we've been helping them with their matric, and now they have qualifications in law and other qualifications.
I may not have done it through Umvini, but I wish I would. But I can share as well that I'm also a beneficiary of an organization such as yourselves. Well, it was a one-man show at the time. I did my matric, passed well. I had 28 points, excluding LO. I was qualifying to a lot of universities, but I was not qualifying for what actually my mother was looking for. So she decided, her and I decided, okay, let me go and upgrade. And I thought that was a good idea, because I had applied for, when you are applying, I applied for big things, but unfortunately, life told me rest.
Sure.
Don't rush. I ended up upgrading myself. I was upgrading e-maths. So while you explaining, I'm also getting a question in mind, which do you offer for umuntu osekafeyilile only, noma are you also looking at assisting abase high school?
Okay, maybe if I can just come in. So basically, Umvini Academy, it offers matric upgrade, so that covers a person who did their matric, they passed, but they did not meet the minimum requirements, like in your case. And then matric rewrite, that's a person now who did not pass matric at all.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yes. And even the most interesting part is the fact that even if you had grade 9, grade 10, grade 11 as your highest grade that you passed, for as long as we are over the age of 21, Umvini Academy is able to assist, because our Department of Basic Education allows students to be able to go and rewrite their matric. Even if, for instance, you did not write matric at all, we assist you as well with that. And then we have the last group, those who are doing matric currently in their own schools. So we say, no, instead of relying on your teacher only, instead of relying on whatever you have right now, but please come to us, we assist you. This serves as it's extra classes to you, extra tuition, so that it boosts your performance. Come March, come June, September, you perform well, because you do not have only one teacher at school, but you also have tutors who take care of all your other weaknesses. You always have weak points in subjects.
Really, I can see this tree is not going up.
Yeah, true.
No. To be quite honest, I'm learning. I'm right about now. I'm learning, especially with the differences between someone who had failed and someone who's currently upgrading. So, is there anyone who's excluded? Is there anyone whom is currently excluded from getting their matric? So, U21, does it fall under APET?
Basically, there is no one who is excluded when it comes to assisting students or candidates under Umvini Academy. Every category. So, you see, there are two main categories here. If you completed your matric before 2018, so what happens is your SBA mark has expired. So since it has expired, the government then says you are going to write an examination in May or June.
Okay.
So which means all you have to do, you register with the Department of Basic Education to write that exam, and then you come to us, we provide tuition. So we tutor you, we help you improve your knowledge, because you only did grade 9, you only did grade 10, grade 11, even if you did ABET, I think it's level 4 or what, even if you have that, so long as you want to have a matric certificate, come to us, you do your 6 subjects, whatever subject you want to do, and then we assist. And then the second group, the last group, it's those who completed matric after 2018 and until last year, of course, 2020. And then those ones, what they do is they go back to their schools where they wrote their last matric exam. They register there to rewrite as part-time candidates. And then they come to us for tuition, we assist them. And then the other group, of course, the current matriculants who are in their schools.
And maybe to emphasize on the current matric, it's very, very important, because I was talking to one of even in private schools, the parents there, they do rely on tutoring services for their kids to perform well. Because, you know, what we need to understand in our society, especially the public schools, you need to understand that what is happening there at schools is that the teacher is rushing the syllabus.
Oh, yes.
They have to meet the whatever that they need, they have to meet, that is put in there to meet. So they don't get real time to maybe to develop a child. You know, you find that maybe in class there are 40 students there in class. He can't focus on one child. You know, give them the attention that he or she needs. So it's very, very important that a parent also invest in a tutoring services for his or her child, so that they can even avoid upgrading matric altogether. It's a very, very important thing.
Yeah. Now, okay, you mentioned tuition, so I know what there is usually nothing as free bread, especially when it comes to something of this value. So how do you offer your, let me just ask about brand management, how do you offer your tuition?
Oh, well, we have developed a system where we're going to assist our learners through online.
Okay.
So we have online services that run from Monday to Friday between 7 to 9. Then we have contact classes on Saturdays from 8 to 4 p.m.
All right.
But those times are subject to change depending on the situation or the availability of our students.
Okay, yeah.
So that's how we run our program. So that's how we assist our students and learners.
All right.
And in addition to that, so let's say now, because you see online you are attending Monday to Friday, and then on Saturday you come for the physical or contact lesson. So let's say you stay away from one of our branches, since we have different branches. So what happens then? You then send your assessments, which is called your e-distance program. So that is one other way we are trying to meet those students who are far away from our branches halfway.
All right. So in terms of COCA, how do I as a potential person, I want them to go and upgrade, if you can just take me through that part.
Okay, let me cover the first part of registration fee, then my colleagues will cover the tuition fee. Firstly, we apply online. We always encourage our learners or our potential clients to go to our website, www.umviniacademy.co.za, to apply for it, and you need to pay a fee of 500 Rand. That is an admission fee that is non-refundable. So that's how we apply. You can apply online, or you can also come to our offices or WhatsApp us on our WhatsApp number. I think we're going to provide those details or contact details by the end of
screen. No problem.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. So that's the first part of it, and my colleague will cover the actual tuition fee.
Oh, okay.
Okay, when it comes to tuition fees, thanks, Mr. Shaban. Basically, since we have different categories, let us start with the one which is much more common, the NCS group. Students who completed between 2018 and last year, in 2020 years. So basically, we have different packages. If you are doing one subject, if you enroll for one subject, you pay 1,350 Rand. That's for the whole year.
Oh, okay.
And remember, this is
Very affordable,
separate
by the way.
from the 500 rand for
Yeah, the
your
non-refundable.
exactly
500
non-refundable registration fee. And then you come to your second, if you are now enrolling for 2 subjects, it then differs again. You first pay a deposit of 1,800 rand, and then you pay installments, 2 installments of 600 rand for 2 months.
Oh, okay.
Right? And then we then move on to the 3 subjects. So that is how we package our prices.
But your prices really are quite affordable.
Yes,
Yes, we are
No, I
one of
see.
the cheapest. We are one of the cheapest.
But I see, and the level that you offer, even through photography that you've been, I
Yes.
can see what you're taking your thing very, very serious. And
Exactly.
I'm sure those who have benefited would attest to that. I was very, very impressed with how you came through, especially on the marketing, brand manager.
Yes.
Yeah,
he
good
told
says,
us.
yeah.
Exactly. And then that's the first group. It goes up to 4 subjects. I'm not going to get into details. And then you then come to the second group. Those are the students now, the old syllabus group. So those are the ones I said who completed before 2018. So those ones, the tuition fee, we have a once-off fee of 3,000 rand if it's 2 subjects or more. But if you enroll for 1 subject, we offer it at a rate of 1,350 rand. That's it.
All right, for the whole year.
For the whole year, because the reason they have their own separate package is because they will be writing their exam in June.
Oh,
Yes.
all right,
So
all right,
there's
all right.
the time they spend with us is very short.
It's quite
exactly.
limited. All
And
right.
then you come to the current matric tutorials. This is for now. These are the tuition fees now for the current matriculants. It's simply 400 rand per month,
How?
irregardless of how
Oh,
many
full-time?
subjects you enroll for. Yes.
I wish you guys were. I would have never went to upgrade if you already existed. Please check on time. Please check on time on that one. So no, I'm quite impressed. So the question that I want to get to, that is always on my mind, is in case there is a student who failed because of their own doing. By that I mean because of your behavior.
Yes.
How do you make sure that this time this student behaves differently? If you are getting my question, how do you win that student or let's say abazali kahle? How do you win them over into having the same vision?
Okay, just to quickly answer that. Actually, the reason why we offer this quality service at a cheapest price or at an affordable price, it's because we want to get rid of the stigma that quality is expensive.
Oh yeah.
So, and also we want our people to have a feel of a quality service at an affordable price.
Yes, sir.
So that's number 1. Number 2, what we are trying to do is that, or what we have done, we have also developed a foundation which is called Umvini Foundation. That is also to assist most of the students that you are talking about who failed because of maybe a bad behavior. Sometimes can happen that it's family-related problems.
Right.
So we also offer what we call workshops, and we also offer trainings to those learners. So that's why we created the foundation to deal specifically mostly with those students who needs motivation, who needs an encouragement. That's it.
I see. It's not just. Oh, I see. Even the foundation now. It also
Yes, it
gets
comes.
into.
Yes.
Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. Gentlemen, so I'm ngihlala kude and I cannot attend. How do I make it through
Okay.
to benefit for your classes?
The first step is you go to our website, you apply online, you pay online as well.
Oh, okay.
Right? Even if you go to the bank to deposit, by the end of the day, you do everything online. And then we capture your information. You are now a registered student. You pay your deposit fee. We start our lessons. This is how you will attend. Monday to Friday in the evenings, because we also want to accommodate employees as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes, 7 to 9 p.m. we have our online lessons. And these are very interesting lessons because the first hour, that's where the teacher is actually lecturing. But the second hour, that's when I get an opportunity to ask questions as students.
Oh.
And then on Saturdays, what's going to happen is you are, instead of coming to our branch to attend, because you cannot be able to come and attend physically,
All right.
you are then going to get an assessment which is going to be facilitated by the teacher. You do that assessment and then you return it during those sessions, because what other students do on Saturdays, the ones who attend contact lessons, they'll be focusing on tutorials more than just a formal lesson.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
the same thing that's
Okay,
going to,
okay.
the same service that you are going to get, except you are getting it on an online platform. Hence we call it e-distance.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I see you have, especially with this whole pandemic and
Exactly.
you are fully equipped, and you look and sound as people have used to the sound. As I always say, the end users, I'm sure they are happy, especially wherever they are. So I'm a classmate for because now I'm ready to register. And how do I register, and when do classes start?
Yeah. So classes will start on the 15th of March.
Okay.
That will be a Monday, and everyone should be ready. Your online classes, your first online lesson will be on that Monday, the 15th of March. But before that, we are going to have an orientation and parents' day.
All right.
So it will be on different dates on different branches.
Oh,
And
okay.
then we will also accommodate the online group, the e-distance group. They are going to have their own online orientation and parents' day.
I was about to ask about
Yes, yes. We also need to accommodate
No, I see.
everyone,
I
and
see.
we also consider the COVID regulations, the lockdown regulations. Yeah, where we cannot be able to, call a certain number of people. So we also accommodate for that as well.
No, gentlemen, also kusele nje umuntu isitsheni isizulu onendlebe uzwile.
Yes.
I guess there is nothing mean on my side that I'm short of in terms of the answers. Before we get to the last part of the foundation,
Yes.
well, another information that may not be addressed here, a question, mhlawumbe abanye sebeyonixhumanisa kwi-email noma kuma-phone call la avelize and screening njengamanje. Let's get to the foundation. Would you quickly,
Yes.
before Sivalo, what is the foundation about, and who are the beneficiaries of the foundation?
Okay, firstly, I would like to let me start here to the fact that in our society there are lots of gaps. When we talk about the development of a person from a very young age
Yes, sir.
up to the age that we are in, you find that there are a lot of mistakes they have to go through. It's because of maybe the environment, maybe the leadership that lacks, or maybe that doesn't understand the development
Of that
a
particular person,
Yes.
yes, sir.
So we have a lot of problems in our society, especially the youth. They are faced with, and it's getting worse. So we looked at a child in high school.
All right.
You know,
all right.
the challenges that they face there, even in their studies, not just the studies, a personal life, and other aspects of life. There are a lot of challenges that they face. So that's as our first division.
All right. All right.
Okay, some people have finished matric, they are out of school now, but they are staying at home.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
yeah,
someone
yeah.
is staying with a very good talent. Like
Okay,
we know
okay,
people,
okay,
if you
I know,
go to
I know.
church, if you
Ukhona
go to church,
umuntu,
exactly,
particular someone is an
yes,
artist.
yes, you can see like this guy, like they've got like a very, but due to lack of guidance
Yes, sir.
and lack of leadership, and no one around him or her
Guide.
knows which doors to knock, so they just let it go, so those are the challenges. You even go to universities, you find students there, they are facing other challenges there. Unfortunately, we think that government has to carry all that burden by themselves,
Yes, sir.
whereas we have to play
Not
parts
we
as
have
the
to take
society.
part, yeah.
Yes. So we are coming in using this tool we call the foundation to see. And I was also talking to some of my friends, like let me call them young professionals. Or some of them are not even professionals, but they are working. They are in the working class.
Yes, sir.
They also face their own challenges. Maybe it's the pressure that they face from their families just because now they are working. It's maybe the financial management skills. They can't manage their money well. There are a lot of challenges that are holding us back.
Yeah.
So we find that in a fast changing world, we are going in a very slow pace. So if this foundation is a platform where people can come in and maybe try and learn some few things, we share ideas, we see what can be the solution. Yeah, because you can see that there's something we need to do in order to survive. We need to do something about it. Yeah,
I know you
that's
guys. I like the fact that you know your story very clearly. So I see Uguti, this foundation is also it's a flesh that supports this structure of the academy.
Yes.
Vice versa. But I see Uguti,
it's works hand in hand. Yes.
No, I see.
And just to add on that. You know why we integrated the foundation with an academy? It's because we believe in a saying which says it takes a village to raise a child.
Right.
So a teacher alone,
it's
not enough, and it cannot do it. So we integrated. We have taken a foundation with an academy. More especially, the foundation deals with the social ills and social problems of a child or a student. So once you integrate that too, then they're saying that Dr. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela once said, I'm not so I'm sorry. Rolihlahla Mandela. So he said on one of his speeches, education is the powerful weapon you can use to change the world.
Yes,
so we need to integrate the foundation with the academy so that we will be able to prepare our professionals, because they will graduate soon and they'll become professionals, to face the ever-changing world. Because you can be an academic, but you can't cope to a real world. The foundation is there to bridge that gap, to integrate the two, the real world and the professional.
If I can quote in one of the most intelligent people myself, I won't mention their names, but I would say the future is in the right hands with you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Let us end it in that way. It was, I would like to say, a wonderful pleasure to have worked with you, and I'm hoping that we're going to continue working together in this natural and fruitful way. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming through, and of course, let me come back to you guys. That was our first episode of the second season of 2021. The POV where no one is ever wrong. Depends on the point of view where you are standing at. These gentlemen are providing us with an academy. So if you've got anyone at home who may have benefits from this conversation, please make sure you make them watch the video, or you give